with the collapse of many beloved franchise, especially in the sci-fi genre, which like Star Wars and Star Trek. One of the responses to this was to find something else. So there was The Expanse, and that was excellent. Unfortunately, it was cut short too soon. But then another entity was Raised by Wolves on HBO Max, and it's easily one of the weirdest sci-fi entities around. It's a different use of surrealism here, and just how far removed from the world we know that's displayed there, and yet vaguely familiar. There's other shows and whatnot that have made use of surrealism. Legion did, Doom Patrol does, and I guess even Umbrella Academy to a certain point. But this is a different aspect to it, in that I believe I said in the previous one where I reviewed season 1 was that it was reminiscent of some of the surreal stories you would get out of Heavy Metal magazine, beyond the naked women and robots and all that stuff. But every now and then there'd be some story that pondered strange new worlds, if you will, and these sort of things. So the elements of the story are very simple in a lot of ways. It's these androids trying to raise a new and better form of humanity after humanity nearly destroyed itself in a war between religion and atheists, apparently, and what happened there, and all of that. And then it brought in a lot of different interesting aspects. There's special effects in it, but they keep it at a minimum, and despite all of that, you don't really miss it, because each episode is so intriguing, especially with its mystery, through the lens of surrealism in it. And so I think it does very well of capturing its audience. So the next season rather, they go further. There's still a lot of mystery involved, but I'm thinking this is getting closer to, of course, the nature of humanity and what it is to be human. And oddly enough, or maybe not, the nature of God and the relationship back and forth and what that could mean, so on and so forth. Now, of course, this is Ridley Scott's production company and all that, and his continual fascination with creepy, disgusting aliens and biology and androids, which he's known for because of Blade Runner and Alien. And then Prometheus. Now, a lot of the elements of Prometheus, I think, are very much here, and this is like his second attempt at pursuing that, whereas I believe the original intent for Prometheus was to really be a spin-off of the Alien series and not dwell on the aliens anymore, but, well, they wanted aliens in it for him to do a sequel, and, well, Alien Covenant is just, it's easily the worst Alien movie ever made. It's terrible. And I know there's been a lot of schlocky stuff in Alien. There's only 2 really good Alien movies, the first 2, and that's it. But man, Alien Covenant was awful. Prometheus was just rather boring and fell flat, even though it had some intriguing concepts. But that's a lot of those elements. I think, yes, he's pursuing that through this series, and so far so good, and much better in how he's doing it. So I'm not going to go into all the details. I'll just deal that it's an exploration of a human emotion through a non-human entity in the androids, who are still seemingly unaware of just how human they're becoming, and and all of that. And of course, is it just programming, or is it what they really feel? And they seem to be going well beyond what they were really programmed to be. Because the situations change on the ground and it calls for it. So there's a mysterious entity somewhere on the planet, an alien intelligence, it appears. And is it God, or is it just alien entity? The androids suspect that's what it is, some sort of alien intelligence that is messing with the humans. And they introduce yet a third android that they will call Grandmother. And in the first season, Mother, it seemed to be quite the monster, really. And this actress, boy, does she know how to play the crazy. She does it very well. But she's becoming more sympathetic because she's just as much a pawn of her own programming, of course, and then whatever this entity is and what it results in, and the creature she gives birth to, and so on and so forth. And even the creature appears to be some pawn in all of this. And horrific things happen here and there, and all of that. But she becomes more sympathetic in this one, and ultimately is looking more like perhaps more heroic. You never quite know. On the other end is the guy who was, the former atheist soldier who took on the identity of a believer, and inadvertently became the father to their son and all this stuff. Him and his girlfriend did, and then came to believe that he was the prophet for the cause and everything. And then just when you think that's over with, well, something very miraculous happens. But is it God or is it this alien entity? And in the end, is there any real difference? And that's, of course, Prometheus spoke to that type of stuff too. But here, it's even more almost biblical, and some of the scenes that you are displayed here in the series. So I do recommend it. I didn't want to spoil a whole lot because it's something you really just have to watch and experience it, because that's basically what it is, especially with its sort of strange dreamscape presentation of it. Not like it's all a dream or anything, but it's just, you just have to see it. So I haven't heard if it's been renewed yet. I hope it is, because you're still left with questions at the end of this one. But I think, the ideas of Prometheus and whatnot is what he's pursuing further here, only doing it much better. And perhaps since he really lost control, like maybe, of the aliens, like the studio wanted alien in it no matter what, so he really couldn't pursue whatever it was he wanted to do with Prometheus. And so the ideas and stuff get refurbished and represented here in this version of the story of androids and all that. But so far, it's pretty good. I'm far more intrigued and interested in 2 seasons of this than I was in the movie of Prometheus, which just had some, possible ideas that went nowhere, where these seems to be going somewhere, but then again, the payoff might not be so great. It depends on how you want to resolve it, but hopefully it gets picked up again, because it deserves it. I think this is someone who, the people behind this actually care and want to produce a work for their audience and give you actual science fiction concept and exploration of ideas, which is the purpose of it. So, another very good season for this excellent series that deserves far more attention than I see it getting. So if I can give a little help to that, I do that right here. I do recommend Raised by Wolves.